Hey everybody, Charles Cook here. It's great to be with you today. Hopefully you can hear me okay. I think this is working. If it's not working, please tell me it's not working. And I will attempt to fix it. I will make sure my settings are, I'm in a new space today, back in our studio. Yep, it's working, so I'm good to go. So today there's so much immigration stuff going on. It's absolutely insane. You know, when Bannon told Miller and Trump to flood the zone just every day, 3 or 4 crazy things, I thought he'd do something besides immigration and not 3 crazy things on immigration every day. But here we are, 3 crazy things on immigration every day. And today we're talking first about the immigration protests. Now, of course, you've seen the problems in Los Angeles, which, by the way, is in a very tiny, like a 3-block area in Los Angeles, like 3 blocks. It's like this little tiny spot. And it started by ICE. ICE started lobbing tear gas and rubber bullets at people. No, they weren't attacked first. And of course, you hear the mainstream media is not really reporting what's happening. But here's my advice. We saw some protests here in Atlanta last night where some folks were arrested. Any arrested doesn't do any good. To the mind of the average American person, getting arrested for this it's certainly obviously burning cars is stupid. Protesting is important. Violence is not. And I think what we need to see is a real movement in the United States of people out there protesting what Trump is doing, because it's going to be wildly detrimental, not just to the people it's happening to, but also to the rest of us. It's perhaps one of the dumbest things any American president has done since Eisenhower in 1955, since the operation that he had going on at that point on deporting 1 million Mexicans, basically. They're not going to get anywhere near that number. The idea that they're going to keep arresting people, put them in Guantanamo Bay, which they're apparently going to do. Yeah, people are going to get tired of this really quick. Just like they got tired of separating families and kids in cages. People are going to get tired of this really, really quick as more and more of their friends are arrested and picked up. Somebody said the other day to me, well, you must be great for business. Nobody wants this business. No, I don't know a single immigration lawyer in America who says, oh, I'm glad Trump is arresting people. This is horrific. This is stupid and is wildly counterproductive. In every front, in every imaginable way, it is wildly counterproductive. But again, the purpose is to satisfy the agent of hate that runs this, Stephen Miller, who, as Terry Moran said, eats hate for breakfast. What a great quote, and completely indisputable. The man eats hate for breakfast. Truly hates people who don't look like him. He must never had a girlfriend in high school, as somebody pointed out the other day. So what should you do? You should protest. You should get out. You should have your signs. Don't bring Mexican flags. Don't bring Honduran flags. Bring American flags. Get out there with big American flags and say, this country does not mean what you're doing. What you're doing here is not honorable. It's not ethical. It's not moral. Okay, it may be legal, but rarely is something that is legal is also both moral and ethical. I know I'd be shocked to hear that. There's lots of things that aren't legal that are moral and ethical. So I would suggest get out and protest, be participating in this. Obviously, if you're not documented, I wouldn't do it, right? If you're a citizen, you're a resident, fine. If you're a student, no. Students go and they're nowhere near this. Go to school, stay in school. You're undocumented unless you've got a wish to be detained. I wouldn't be part of this either. There are plenty of U.S. citizens and residents, legal residents, that are more than happy to get on the streets and protest this, because this is not going to be an overnight thing. This is going to last for months. Trump is never going to get tired of this. And until we start carrying around American flags on our shoulders saying this is immoral, this is un-American, that we should be doing. That's my take on the immigration protests that we have. I do want to give you a litigation update. We are about to announce my mouse died. So I can't move my screen for right now. I came in this room and the mouse had not been plugged in. Let me charge that mouse for a second while I talk about this thing. I don't really have an icon for it. And this is the idea that TPS is being canceled. And in fact, I think they just put it on their website that 300 that gleefully gloating that 300,000 people have lost their work permit. We're going to be filing litigation on an individual basis. We're going to have a mass action that should be announced. That should be announced in about another day or so. I'm waiting for my colleagues at Impact Immigration Litigation to get that on the website, and you'll be able to sign up. And we're going to litigate individually in a mass action the TPS issue, which I think we win. I think there's clearly no legitimate reason that to argue that things have changed such in Venezuela that there should not be TPS anymore. I don't think they have a rational basis for that. And the good news is the judge doesn't have to listen to them. He doesn't. Now, if we get a good judge, we get a bad judge, we're going to lose. We get a good judge, we're absolutely going to win. So be prepared for the TPS stuff that'll be coming out here shortly. And we're excited to announce that and move forward on that. Let's see. That says my battery is very low. Battery is so low that it's not moving. So go back to here. All right. Next thing I want to talk about is DACA. For all my DACA friends that are on here listening, DACA is still good. Remember I talked a couple weeks ago. Now I wasn't here last week, by the way, because I took my wife and I took our 11-year-old granddaughter on a trip to New York City, and I was by the Statue of Liberty last Wednesday. I probably should have gone live at the Statue of Liberty, but we took the week off, but we're back now. So you have DACA. I mentioned a couple weeks ago, there were these rumores que iban a cancelar DACA. They were going to cancel the iban a cancelar Plans for All. None of that has come to fruition yet. Okay. So obviously, if you have DACA, remember, there is zero risk in traveling on advanced parole. There is zero risk. If you have advanced parole, you're going to travel and come back in because you wouldn't have DACA otherwise. If you were inadmissible, you would not have DACA. So you will come back. And then you will be able to adjust your status if you have a single entry into the United States. Now, if you have multiple entries, you should be calling for an appointment. We can talk about the options that are available there, which may or may not work. We just don't know at this point. But we do know there's lots of folks willing to litigate that issue and excited to litigate that issue. As otherwise on DACA, you should be renewing 1 year out. Debe renovar su DACA un año en avance. Si expira en junio 10 de 2026, renuévalo ahorita. We are seeing some DACAs getting renewed in a week or 2 weeks. We're seeing some advanced paroles quickly, but also some advanced paroles are taking 6 months. Immigration's always been a massive model of inconsistency. All right, let's see if I can use this mouse here. Well, this is kind of strange. I wish I had a mouse with a battery in it. It would work so much better if I did. Next thing I want to talk about is SEVIS. So the SEVIS litigation is about to settle. We are finalizing today the settlement agreement with the government as it pertains specifically to ICE, not to Department of State. We're not settling with the Department of State. What we're going to be doing is settle this case with SEVIS, where our clients, we have a great settlement offer, as good as we would get from any immigration judge, any federal judge. I am fully convinced that we cannot get anything better than what we have got now in the settlement. And so we're going to let all our clients know the details of that. And then, of course, we'll publish it more broadly so everybody can see what we've done. So that means all 358 of our plaintiffs are protected. Now, we had filed it as a class, but we didn't move forward to class certification. And that's because we got the result that we can't walk away from what our clients can get, right? So this is why we want people to join the case in case we didn't move forward to class certification. Now, that said, those clients, if they're in the United States, they're restored as if nothing, it's as if nothing happened. They've got a letter in their hand from ICE saying you're back to where it was. For those that had employment issues, you have no employment issues. You have no unemployed time during the time this was out. So for our clients, it's the best possible solution. And ICE can never use that information from the NCIC again to revoke your SEVIS. Now, obviously, don't get arrested again. Obviously, don't do something dumb. What we're going to do is we're going to file a new lawsuit in Washington, D.C. on the issue against the Department of State We'll be filing it as a class action, but we're going to be adding plaintiffs here. So we're going to take all of our plaintiffs within the 358 that want to continue to participate, that had their visas revoked. They will be automatically plaintiffs. Nothing else they have to do other than consent. Yes, I agree to this. Then we're going to add more plaintiffs to the litigation who had their visas revoked. And we're actually going to look at the people that have left the United States and add them and see if we can't do something for them. Now, will we win? I don't know. This is a tough lawsuit. There's the issue of consular non-reviewability, although there's a really good case in the DC Circuit from February that suggests that when it's not a consular decision, a consular officer did not make a decision. Consular officers did not revoke these visas. These were done by the visa office. We have letters saying it was done by the visa office. That's not how this is supposed to work. Now, obviously, we have a lot of clients that got scared, a lot of clients, people that scared and left, or they were told to leave when they got the SEVIS termination, and they had to get new visas, and many have been denied. I'm not sure we can do anything about that. The reality, once a visa is denied by a consular officer, I think consular non-reviewability kicks in at that point. But we have cases where, for example, somebody had a student visa, was arrested for a DUI, was convicted of a DUI, left the country, disclosed it all to the consulate, got a new visa, came back in, and they had SEVIS revoked and their visa revoked. What could be a valid basis? Already been revealed and reviewed by a consular officer, other than we changed our mind. And again, it's going to be really hard to get getting a court, in fact, probably almost impossible to get a court to reverse a consular officer in consulate decision. Which is why, if you are outside the United States right now and you need to apply for a new visa, these visa denials are happening all over the United States, all over the world, for lots of different categories, not just student visas. But student visas have become intentionally more difficult. Consular officers have been told to deny more consular visa, student visa requests, and we're seeing denials across a lot of visa requests. You need to be prepared for your consular interview. If you think you just walk in and BS your way through a consular interview in 2025, you are sadly mistaken. You should be hiring legal counsel to help you. Particularly, there are 3 or 4 law firms in the United States run by former consular officers. These folks can give you the real down low. They can really prepare you well for your consular interviews. A lawyer like me, I went to consular interviews. The last time I was in an interview was 1998, because in 1999, they stopped allowing lawyers to go to consular interviews. We couldn't go anymore. So I haven't been inside of one in 28 years. So all I can tell you is what other people told me. Whereas you hire a consular officer, and there's one really good one for student visas called visas101.com. A good friend of mine, Duden Friedman, runs that. A former consular officer that's done tens of thousands of interviews, been very successful in helping clients overcome what could have been issues because she prepared them. And it's always been to be prepared for the first interview. Be prepared for the first interview. Know what to say, know how to say it, know how to prepare for it, rather than trying to come in and try to fix it. Fixing a denial is incredibly hard to do. All right, let's see if I have I'm going to turn this on and off, see if I can't get this to work here. Well, I am not getting this mouse to do anything here. This is kind of crazy. Oh, there it was. It was back. I saw it. I saw it back. There we go. Now we can see it. So we just talked a little bit about the student visas, the lawsuit. All right, we talked about that just a few minutes ago. We talked about DACA and advanced parole, the rumors. We talked about the immigration protests. Keep in mind the Trump case on birthright citizenship, that should be coming down in the next 2 weeks. We should be having a decision on whether Trump can end birthright citizenship. I don't think he can. I don't think they're going to say he can. And I don't think he's going to win I don't think he's really going to win the lawsuit on the issue of nationwide injunctions either. But just keep in mind that's out there still as part of this process. And of course, we talked about protests today, which everybody already saw. So let's go ahead and answer some questions today. And of course, if you want to meet with me, all you got to do is call this number, 404-816-8611. You can also email me. I always answer my emails. Anybody who's emailed me will tell you I answer my emails almost instantaneously. It's just one of my many character flaws. And of course, you can always follow me on the Twitter machine where we have Lots of fun. I took a 2-week break. I needed a break. Everybody needs a break from Twitter. If you've been on Twitter regularly every day, all day, take a break. Trust me, it was great. It was great. It lets your brain reset. It's a much better thing to do. Let's answer some questions here. We got a lot of questions today. We got 40 so far. Breeze, how you doing? Good to see you. Greetings from Florida. Any news on the 2020 DACA frozen application? No. Again, the news is there's no news. And there will be no news until Judge Hannon issues a decision, which I do not expect for a while, several months. I'd be shocked if it's before September, honestly. I'd be shocked before September. Are advanced parole still being approved? Yes, Sylvia, get your advanced parole. Go, have a great time, come back. You'll be glad you did. Follow my friends on Dreamers Together. If you want literally thousands of stores, people travel on advanced parole this year without a problem. Maria, good afternoon. Is AP still safe? Yes, it is. Vanessa, great to see you. Vanessa, love your picture. Very good. Angel Roman, tengo DACA y estoy casado con una americana que me recomiendo. Recomiendo esto, Ángel, que he recomendado por 12 años. Que saque un advance parole, sale, reentra y aplica por la residencia, hermano. Fácil. Llámame y te ayudamos con esto. Can you provide the breakdown on DACA ruling and what is next to the court date? Well, there is no next court date that I'm aware of. The judge, to my knowledge, hasn't set a court date yet. I expect it to be later this summer, and then he will. I don't think there's any briefing that needs to be done. I think he just needs to issue a decision so that the mandate can issue, and then everything goes back to where it was, except for Texas. And people who live in Texas should be moving, unfortunately. All right, for them. Hi, in the event that someone's detained by ICE, would it be helpful to have a pre-signed? Well, here's the deal. Having a pre-signed G28 doesn't really help anything because I don't need a signed G28 to talk to ICE about your case. I can give them an unsigned G28 and they'll accept that. So a signed G28 isn't anything. Now, you can hire a lawyer in advance. You can put a lawyer on retainer. A lawyer is going to charge you to do that, right? Going to charge you $1,000, $500,000. $5,000, $500, depending on the lawyer. And they're going to hold your money, and that money's going to be gone. If you're never arrested, you're going to lose that money, right? Because what you're doing is reserving the lawyer's time. Now, if you've got lawyers that you can, for example, make an appointment with somebody and say, hey, if I'm picked up, can I call you? Yeah, here's my card. Just call me. Really, we are, for example, at our firm, we have 10 lawyers. We are fully capable of reacting to hundreds of people instantaneously. It's not a big deal to do this. So, no, I don't think you need a signed G28. And I don't think that helps retain a lawyer faster unless you've pre-retained them. Now, what you might want to do, and this is something we've been doing, we meet with people, we explain how the bond process works, we explain how cancellation rule works, explain how asylum works, we give you a list of documents that you can get, because it's not just filing for bond, you have to have the bond documents. So maybe you want to do that. You make an appointment, we go over things, good way to get prepared, but you don't need a signed G28. But it's a great question, Erica. Ernesto, buenas tardes, abogado. Una pregunta, ¿cuánto más cree que tardan en resolver en el caso de visa U? Apliqué noviembre de 2017. Hermano, debes tenerlo ya. Están haciendo casos de 2020. Debes llamar al número 800 y averiguarse de lo que está pasando o hablar con su abogado, porque ya debes tener algo de noviembre de 2017 en cuanto a la acción deferida o estando con su permiso. Came with the tourist visa as a minor. I'm from South America. Got DACA when I turned 22. My mother and father are citizens. I have 3 on 6. I'm not married. Is there any way of doing AOS? No. The only way you can do adjustment of status after an advanced parole through DACA is through an immediate relative petition, which is a spouse or who's a U.S. citizen or child who's 21. And now the good news, though, is what you could do, Ingrid, is you can have your employer sponsor you for a green card. You can do what's called an EB-3. Now, you can't adjust status, but you can consular process with a 601A waiver because you have qualifying relative, which are your parents. So one of your parents, preferably the sicker one, can file for a waiver for you after your perm is approved. Now, as a nurse, you can skip the perm. So it's still a 3 or 4 year process, but it is definitely doable. We've done it many times. We can certainly help with that. Let's call for an appointment. We're happy to help. Ángel, tengo DACA, soy casado ya. Erika, Have you seen a decline in advance? No, I haven't seen it. What we have seen are the occasional emergency advanced paroles denied, but I've seen no other advanced paroles denied. They're still approving them. So absolutely do it. Andrea Sarmiento, can one of our trusted lawyers confirm this information? As I have heard different scenarios, I don't want to go ahead. I'm a doctor. I want to go to can I provide a breakdown of DACA when his next court date? Again, don't know the next court date. For now, you can renew until the judge issues a decision. You can renew. So if you're renewing now, you're good. You're fine. And it's probably going to be several months, I think, before Hannon makes a decision. What to do if they are not in even 8 months? Yeah, that's not unusual. An EAD, I've seen 11 months. I've seen a year. The problem with the 360, Sergio, is that there's a massive amount of fraud. A massive amount of fraud, especially if you use one of these TikTok lawyers. Immigration thinks they're all committing fraud, so they're just holding the cases. So there's nothing you can do. You can call the 800 number, but my guess is they're not going to issue an employment card until they think that 360 is approval, which could be a couple of years. Your lawyer should have told you that. Thank you, Catherine. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Única, mi hermano está casado y duró con su residencia temporal por causa de eso, y ahorita está en recibir la residencia permanente. ¿Cuánto le puede hacer si no? 3 años desde el día que fue aprobado por su residencia temporal. 3 días. No tiene que esperar para jurarse. Y puede hacerlo 3 años desde el tiempo que fue aprobado por su residencia temporal. Erica, are individuals being detained at green card interviews? So the answer to that question is I have heard that some people have been detained at green card interviews. None of our clients have, and I haven't heard it happening here in Atlanta, but I have heard of it happening. But the times I heard it happening were for individuals with deportation orders. So it is possible some of the people can be detained at that point if an I-212 has not been safe. Now, are FOIAs safe? FOIAs are safe. Now, what I recommend on FOIAs is that you either use a P.O. box or you use your lawyer's address. All right, don't put your address on a FOIA. But never in my 37 years as a lawyer have I ever seen immigration go look for somebody who filed a FOIA at the address on their file. I've never seen that happen, ever. So yes, I think it's safe. Angel, una vez, man, one time. Let's see, Carla. Married to a citizen, no legal order of deportation. What would be a necessary set to address this combination? All right, so Carla, if you don't have DACA, you file the I-130, then you file an I-212, then you file a 601A waiver, and then you do the consular process. It's going to take like 7 years or so, maybe 5 years if you're lucky. But that's the way you do it. It's doable. Grace, if Trump ends DACA, well, again, you don't have any unlawful presence while you have DACA. You have no unlawful presence while you have DACA. So you're good. I mean, DACA ends, you start accruing unlawful presence. I'm a visa overstay with DACA. Do I still need to do advanced parole? No. You have your legal entry. What you need, Juan, is a girlfriend and a wife or a husband. Nobody cares. You pick. I don't care. Livia Lima, mi mamá es residente. Tengo DACA y una entrada legal. Pero estoy casada, aún mi mamá me puede pedir, ella es residente. Ella puede pedir la residencia, ¿ok? Pero no puedes arreglar dentro de los Estados Unidos por su madre. Tienes que salir. Y si tienes tiempo indocumentado, tienes unlawful presence, tendrás que pedir un perdón también. Pero no puedes arreglar en los estados por medio de su madre simplemente porque tienes entrada legal. Any news on Venezuela TPS? Yes, Jesus, I did talk about this, but let me just address it again. So my colleagues and I at Impact Immigration Litigation are filing a mass action for individual TPS holders from Venezuela to restore their TPS. We're going to be publishing that hopefully tomorrow. So you can begin joining that and file that within probably the next 3 weeks and get that file. So yeah, there you go. Just Google Impact Immigration Litigation and you'll find it. Ronald Buesto, hola, mi madre, ella tiene cita aprobada. Está aplicando por el Military Parole Place, hermano médico activo, este programa, ya, está activo. Están tomando entre 6, me voy a mi casa en Chattanooga hoy día, Ronald. Ya, está tomando entre 12 meses más o menos. 12 meses más o menos. Ella estará bien. Y gracias al servicio de su hermano. Mayor extranjero, if you overstayed a tourist visa more than 10 years, you are not eligible for bond anymore. That makes you an extra removal. No, you're not eligible for expedited removal because you have a legal entry and been here longer than 2 years. So, yeah, and you're eligible for bond. You are eligible for bond, and you're not eligible for expedited removal. Okay. Okay. Buenos días, abogado. Ya hizo. Okay. Chateó con Emma. Emma es el chatbot de usos. Emma Lazarus, que escribió la poema en la Estatua de Libertad. Y me dice que si mi caso EOS está en MC, ellos pueden aprobar mi caso o solo pueden aprobar el caso de EOS. Única, no conozco su caso encima de mi cabeza. Okay. If breaking is not a criminal, why are they putting handcuffs on detainees? Great question. They do that for security. I'm just telling you what they tell me. They're security. They don't want to. They want to. It's for the officers' security, not for the foreign nationals. And by the way, it is a anybody who entered legally, that is a crime. So you can be charged with that crime. But overstaying a visa is not a crime. But that's what they do. It's really criminal. We all know it's criminal because that's how they treat them. We know what they're doing here. What should Judge Hannon have a response? I already talked about that. This is sometime in August, is what I think. Pierre run one entry to cancel visa. An agent let me in. 28-year-old please son, can you do something? Well, Pierre, if you have a legal entry, which I mean that is, if an officer let you in, and your son's a citizen, you can get a green card. You should call, Pierre. You should give us a call. Wendy, what would you say to undocumented during these times? Oh, great question, Wendy. Si usted es indocumentado y tiene un negocio, hay que tener mucho cuidado. Obviamente, ahí se está buscando cualquier persona, dueños, empleados de negocios, especialmente los que hicieron las comunidades latinas. Es importante entender sus derechos. Ellos no pueden entrar a su tienda si no tienen warrant. Si entran a la tienda, debes decir, usted tiene warrant. No, entonces tienes que salir o yo voy a llamar a la policía. Tú no tienes ninguna obligación de dejarlos entrar a su oficina, a su tienda, y ciertamente no detrás de las puertas de su tienda. Puedes decirles, favor yo tengo el derecho de negarte el servicio, estoy negándote el servicio, favor de salir ahorita o voy a llamar a la policía, si no tienen un warrant. Y nunca tienen un warrant. Muy, muy importante entender sus derechos. Además, si te preguntan si hay gente indocumentada, si te preguntan si usted es indocumentado, cállate. Dice, yo no voy a contestar preguntas. Yo quiero abogados si me van a arrestar. ¿Por qué me van a arrestar? ¿Por qué me preguntan? Yo no voy a contestar preguntas. Y quédate callado. Esto es su derecho. Debe usarlo. Yazel, if my U.S. citizen returning next month, I'm documenting I would renew your DACA, even though you're going to file for a green card next month. Yazel, I would renew your DACA. It's like buying insurance. Spend the $600 and just renew your DACA. I really think that's a good idea. Good morning. A representative yesterday spoke about one initially approved last month in Nevada. Have you heard? I have. I don't know what representative you're talking about, but I don't know anybody with a pending case. Certainly we have hundreds of them. None have been approved. Can your husband still fix your papers if he is a felon? Yes. It doesn't, as long as it's not a conviction for a sexual related crime, yes, he can fix your status even if he's a felon. Technically, he can do it even if he's in jail. Si está casado con ciudadano, podrá arreglar, tiene 2 hijos. Sí, si entró con visa. Y si no entró con visa, todo puede hacerlo por medio del consulado y un perdón. Entré en 2002 con 19 años, puedo pedir DACA. Si lo reabren, y vamos a saber, ojalá, en agosto. Do you think more states will eliminate DACA? I don't think so. I think Texas is special in that way. Special in that the state's run by narcissists and people that hate folks of their own blood and race. I mean, most of the Republicans in that state are not white. They're Latinos. Majority Latino state. I mean, it's just scary, honestly. Just sad. Just very, very sad. But no, I don't see that happening anywhere else, Grace. Kathy, I have a final order of removal in absentia since I was 12. Planning to do advanced parole here soon. Should have adjusted. Well, you can't adjust without a waiver. So you have to file the I-130, the 212, and the 485. But you might, if you've got an in absentia order, what I would suggest you do is a motion to reopen first. Might have to throw your mom and dad under the bus for not taking you to court, but we've been very successful in these over the years. And I'd rather have you do, if it's possible, I'd rather have you do a motion to reopen before you and I-212. Because again, we heard of somebody being arrested at their interview because they had a removal order, even though they had a 212 pending. So, but take that for what it's worth. Olivia, what is going on with the folks in Houston showing up in the court hearings? Okay, all right, great question, Olivia. Let me explain what's going on in immigration court. In immigration court, somebody who has a hearing, they show up for the hearing. The government lawyer looks at their file. If that person has been in the United States for less than 2 years, the government lawyer then moves to close the case. Judge, we're withdrawing a notice to appear. We move to terminate. And the judges were told today in a memo to agree to that. That means they're no longer a case, even if they have an asylum pending, it's no longer pending. They leave the court, they'll have to refile it affirmatively, but ICE is outside to arrest them and then give them an order of expedited removal. Those people should then keep their mouth shut, except to say, I am afraid to go back home, because they will be entitled to what's called a credible fear hearing, a credible fear interview that they need to prepare for. Their lawyer, I mean, obviously, es obvio, no debes ir a audiencia sin abogado. No debes ir a una audiencia sin abogado. Escúchame, no debes ir a una audiencia ni entrevista sin un abogado que conoce la ley y cómo protegerle. All right. Perez, hello, my brother is a U.S. citizen. My parents have been here 27 years. Can they get a work permit, fix their status? Only if they came legally. If they didn't come legally, unless he's in the military, they have to leave for 10 years. It's the biggest problem for most people. This is the bar. What should a DACA holders do if we get picked up by ICE? Well, first of all, why would you get picked up by ICE? If you've got DACA, there's no reason for ICE to pick you up. Just carry your card with you. Hopefully you have a lawyer, and you just call your lawyers. ICE picked me up. I don't know why. Now, I did hear that they did arrest a DACA person recently, but then I found out that DACA person actually had a recent crime. So I can see why they did that. Remember, DACA is deferred action. Deferred action can be canceled at any time. All right. Abogado, mi hijo tiene permiso de trabajo bajo la visa juvenil especial y corre peligro que quiten su permiso. Sí, han quitado permisos, o no, han anunciado que no están dando nuevos permisos. Lo que no sabemos es si van a cancelar los que las tienen o van a negarlos de la extensión de tal. My wife qualified to apply for, this is a good time. Yeah, actually, Henry, this is a great time to apply. They're only taking 4 to 7 months in most places to naturalize people. So yeah, she should definitely apply for naturalization if she's got no issues. Johnny, conditional green card holder, I had no conviction, no prior, so I took to Tijuana. No, you won't have any problem. You'll be fine. I know you're worried. You'll be fine. You'll be good. As long as your card's still valid, you'll be absolutely fine. Vinay, is there any chance to revoke visas can be restored? Vinay, I talked about this a little bit earlier. And again, we'll be suing on this in Washington, D.C. because of a recent court case that came out in Washington, D.C. that I think helps us get around at least a little bit the consular non-reviewability doctrine. We will not be doing it as part of the lawsuit that we're settling anymore, and all those plaintiffs will be transferred to the D.C. case. See, Zurich confirms I answer my emails quickly. David, do you think the probability of DACA applications getting processed might be at risk for the project? No, I don't think so. I don't think one has to do anything with the other. Can military pull in place help a mother with 2 illegal entries? Yes, it can get her a work permit, but it can't get her a green card. But it can get her a work permit. Is there a bad time to apply for citizenship? Right after you committed a crime. It's a bad time to apply. Other than that, no. New Jersey, my home state, for someone that married a U.S. citizen but have a deportation order of such in Texas, is it possible because of motion? No, it's got to be done. The motion to reopen has to be done in Texas. But if this is a San Antonio case, we've done probably 100 motions to reopen there. It's a good place to do it. Call us. We're happy to help you. Do you think, Alonso, DACA for it was? Oh yeah, I think they're going to ask for all kinds of proof of the last that you've been here for the last 3 years. I think they're absolutely going to do that. Great question. Britt Beltran, Ivance Pro, is it going to go to yeah, you're fine. No, it's no red flags. Why stay longer in Nogales than you have to? You're going for dental work. Perfectly fine. Don't drink the water. Vinay, hey, Charles. Chance. Oh, every day ask that. Neil, U.S. made an error on my green card. Lawyer placement. How long? 2 years, maybe? It could take 2 years to get your new card. 2 years. I've seen them come in a week. Most are taking a very long. If you go to their website, it says like 25 months. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Osborne, I'm doing my second advanced pro for the not dental. Can I still? Yeah, you're fine. Yeah, you can list other countries. Have a great time. Be awesome. Liz, how are you? Any U.S. citizens filed a lawsuit being detained? I don't know if they have. These are really hard lawsuits to win. In fact, they're almost impossible to win. Most people lose these lawsuits, especially if they're only detained for a short period of time. That's why ICE feels no impunity, right? They don't lose. Nobody in the Trump administration is ever going to get fired for detaining a U.S. citizen. This is not going to happen. And the damages generally don't exist, okay? Entre 2002, puede pedir DACA. No, you already asked that question, Cirillo. ¿Hay alguna razón por qué algunos casos son aprobados en 2 meses y otros son más tiempo? No. Inmigración es como manejar su casa en la noche después de trabajo. Una noche, el miércoles, tocas todos los semáforos rojos. Próximo día, todos los semáforos verdes al mismo tiempo. ¿Por qué? Yo no sé. Así es inmigración. Víctor Aguirre, tengo DACA, hice Advance Pro, pude mi hermano y eso no. En la línea de 25 años, tiene que entrarse una mujer, un hombre, un esposo. Yash Vishwakarma, I got it. I got you, Yash. Vishwakarma. Can you recommend not going to revoke counsel? Oh, yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, if you've got it revoked and you're abroad, Yash, don't settle the lawsuit. Sue. Join the lawsuit. Don't go. Don't go. Was in your office yesterday? I thought you tried to hell and say, watch your show. Oh, thank you. Oh, yeah. Well, thanks, AC. It was kind of crazy stuff. I'm glad we're going to represent your interview. You should always have a lawyer at your immigration interview. Mary, ¿es cierto que los padres con hijos con después mayores de 21 años de edad ciudadanos no están protegidos? Es verdad. Tania Vergara, people with VAWA cases in type of danger to get EAD revoked. Everything going on. No, not unless there's a fraud issue with their case. Vide Kumar Rapulo. Is there any chance revoke can be resolved? Again, talked about that. We are going to be litigating that. Watch Impact Litigation website. We'll be announcing hopefully next week because we should be settling the main lawsuit this week. Mr. Chuck, I have DACA, but prior to that, I ordered removal. My case is administrative closed now. They're reopening cases. What can happen to me? So you either have a removal order or your case is administrative closed. Which is it? They're mutually exclusive. So was there no removal that you reopened, but then was closed? They're reopening the case, and DACA is not a basis to terminate the case. This is why I told everybody last year, reopen and terminate your case now. Remember me telling you that? Maybe you don't remember. I screamed it. Juan Carlos, hola, me robaron en el negocio, fue por la noche a las 3 a.m. en la mañana, ya no estaba presente, eso no te ayuda. Eso no es un aviso porque usted no fue físicamente dañado. What is your opinion of the Texas SB 8? I don't know. I mean, it's a stupid law, right? And the question is whether states can interfere in immigration enforcement issues. I think the Supreme Court's going to let them this time. I think they're going to reverse the Arizona case from 2010 and let them do it. Elections have consequences, my friend. Yashida, can I request an expedite on my husband's 601A? You can request it, but they're not going to grant it. As far as I know, I've never seen one granted, ever. And I'm sorry you're going through that, Yashira. I really am. Natalie, did you get your green card? Huh? I've heard mentioned the possible litigation regarding minor exception. Yes. Well, we are preparing the lawsuit. We have a client that we're suing on behalf of, and we'll keep you apprised. But as of right now, we've got an interview coming up in the next couple of weeks, for people who filed for an adjustment that have 2 minor departures that we're approaching aggressively the USCIS on this issue. So we'll see how that comes out. Why does it not release backlog data? Interesting. RK, I have the data. I did a FOIA. I'm going to write a blog on it today. And you'll see the data about what the numbers really look like. I'm going to upload them all to the website. I'll put them on my blog, and we'll let that word out there. You're going to see, I think you're going to be shocked. It's worse than you, all I can tell you this, RK, it's worse than you think it is. The visa backlog is worse than you think it is. And the backlog data is, by the way, not from the Department of State. It's from the USCIS. Just finished my wife's AOS interview 12 days ago. Proof of green card. We haven't got any notice online. Regards to, yeah, that's normal. 30 days you got to wait for. But congratulations. Totally awesome. What do you think about recent BI decision about TPS relief? Oh, that's just so stupid. But again, totally expected. The judge that wrote that decision is a nativist through and through. He's an immigrant hater. I don't know how you can do that job and hate people as much as that guy must hate people. Just awful. Thank you. You're welcome, Nick Erica. Mariuli, buenas tardes, mi hija, sometió, si tengo DACA, se me vence, hice pero tengo orden de me recomiendo renovar DACA, mientras que, renueve su DACA y tiene que sacar una moción de rever su corte, su orden de deportación o un perdón. No sé quién es su abogado, pero debes hablar con ellos, saca de esto. Good afternoon. I'll be doing my 71 in July. Any advice? You have to include lots of evidence. Evidence of your time together, trips together, your taxes, hopefully you filed jointly, your lease, your mortgage, your bank account statements every month for the last 2 years. If you bought a dog or furniture at Ashley Furniture or whatever you have, put all that in there. I would not include letters from friends. Those are usually useless. And of course, if you have social media, print out pages from Facebook or Instagram with both of you on it. There you go. I lost my green card today. Oh my gosh, it's 2 years, 2 years. So what you do is you file the I-90 online, then you go to Emma and ask for an appointment to get a stamp in your passport so you can have proof of your green card. That's right, Juan. So Judy, Marioli said, oh, okay. If my mom becomes, since she's a resident, I have DACA already did advance parole. My mom, because she's a resident, I have DACA already did AP. How long will what take? Your mom can't sponsor you unless you're under 21 years old. You're not adjusting status for your mom unless are you under 21? I doubt it. You don't look under 21. Maybe you are. Jennifer, if my cousin's daughter or girlfriend were shot after drive-by, if she was under 21 when it happened, if they're under 21, yeah. Cousin's daughter. Whoa, who's his girlfriend? His girlfriend and his daughter? Little unclear. But yeah, certainly talk to a lawyer. Kenneth, hello, sir. I received my green card in July. I have a revision next month, but I have 2 DUIs. Dude, stop drinking. What are you doing? You'll be fine. DUI is not a basis to deny removal conditions. That's all about your marriage. You'll be fine. And you can travel, although I don't recommend traveling with this. I mean, again, they have to readmit you, but really, why? Just stay here till you get your green card, really. ¿Cuánto tiempo es la espera por la 130? ¿Cuál 130? ¿Por medio de quién? Veronica, ¿qué opina de USIS ramping up the review of immigration record, taking immediate appropriate actions correcting of visa overstays? Well, I mean, what money, what bodies are they going to use to crack down on visa overstays? I mean, really, if you're here 20 years, hopefully you've got kids. Now you're cancellation eligible. You get to go to court, get a bond. A lot of this is capacity. They don't have capacity to do. I mean, if I'm in charge of this, I said enforce everything. I can enforce the heck out of this. I know what to do. The question is, what bodies are you doing it with? Really, it's all on paper. This is not something AI is going to do. People have to do this. Tanya, AUS cases through spouses taking longer. Oh yeah, they're double what they were. Oh, I think you got at least a year. At least a year. Wow, there's a lot of questions today. Oh my God. This is stunning. Has anyone proved the SEVIS terminated and then reactivate? Well, I know I have clients that does happen too. Carmen, primeramente gracias por la información nos brinda. Una persona con DACA tiene Advance Pro. ¿Cuánto es el límite de tiempo permitido que está fuera del país? Típicamente es 45 días, si es lo que da, si no quieres más tiempo. If DACA recipient is denied their green card, what would happen next? They would just be, they probably put in the deportation proceedings under Trump. Probably give them an NTA. Because DACA protection from deportation it doesn't protect you from deportation proceedings under Trump. Después de tener 601 aprobado, ¿cuánto tiempo está en Brasil? 6 o 8 meses por la entrevista. 6 o 8 meses. Kathy Velasquez, hello, I want to give you a big, oh, you're welcome. See? Awesome, Kathy. I'm so glad you went and had a great time. Es possible aplicar por la acción de ferida por medio de un niño con necesidad médica. Si es severo, sí. Pero son duros. Bajo Trump, la chance de ser aprobado es pequeña. Llámenos y te ayudamos. Justificó mi pregunta. En caso de justicia, ¿puede ser aprobado en la oficina de National Representative? Oh, yeah, pueden ser aprobados en NBC. No tienen que tener entrevistas. Típicamente entrevistan a todos. Can a document in Texas submitted there in March still be? Oh, yeah, you'll be approved because the Texas part of the decision is not active yet, so you'll be fine. To follow up on the question the representative spoke on DACA, she is U.S. Senator Kathy Well, maybe she knows one. I mean, I know Senator Cortez Masto, but I haven't heard of it. Also, he was not present during the incident. Oh, he's not. Well, it doesn't. If it's his child under 21, and if it's his child, he can still benefit from that under 21. Mi madre tiene a probar porque mi hermano tiene 24 de edad y si no. Oh, yeah, contesté esto. Cook, what do you think about the theory that all these rates are going strong full throttle for the entire month? Well, I think it's awful. That's why I talked about it at the beginning of the thing. Beginning of our show today. It's awful. It's counterproductive. It's a show. It's a Fox News lie. It's to keep people watching Fox News and all the MAGA voters who are entering their orgasmatron watching this. What is happening with everyone at Stewart Detention Center here in Georgia? Well, there's eating bologna sandwiches and hating life. Is there a quick uptick in EB1 approval relocation for fake paid publications? I haven't seen any. I've seen denials for what are clearly not real publications and awards, but I haven't seen any revocations. I mean, I don't submit people with crap like that. My sister and my husband is probably a citizen when I was 9. What are my possibilities? I had DACA. Oh, did you renew late? Well, Monica, hopefully you can file your DACA again when DACA comes back in August, because otherwise you have to do the consular processing with your son and your husband sponsoring you. Would I need a 601A waiver for legal presence if doing consular processing? If I don't, still getting an interview with me. Well, I've had DACA since 90 days. Renewing. Yeah, you don't need a 601A waiver. You don't need a waiver. You're fine. You just consular process with a 9130. Left U.S. SEVIS got restored to once left, so got denied. Yeah, well, I don't know why people reapplied. It was 100% guaranteed they were going to be denied. Nothing. I can't do anything. Nobody can do anything for you with a denial of visa. If the consulate denied the visa, there's no lawsuit. All I can tell you is go back and reapply. Be better prepared. Tengo licencia de otro estado. Debería mostrarla en caso de una parada de tráfico. Ya, puede hacerlo. Tal vez te dan un ticket por no tener licencia del estado en que estás manejando. I saw you recently gave Sal. Oh, thank you, 29 Super C. And I have DACA, DAP, sealed records, juvenile control. Well, again, juvenile is not a crime. Those are delinquencies, so they don't count. So yeah, you can adjust your status. I wouldn't even disclose that. It's a juvenile offense. It's not a crime. Can a DACA holder be detained at a preceding hearing trying to determine? Yeah, I mean technically they could. Technically, I don't think they will, but they could. Because I'll sue them and they'll lose. Barbie, of course it's safe, and I'm glad you got your green card. TikTok lawyers, for the most part, are idiots. You can tell them I said that. They're fear mongers. They're just trying to take your money. They're not giving you real. How can you give real advice, legal advice in 8-second dancing TikTok? Don't travel out of the country. You have a green card, you're fine. Go have a great time. You'll be okay. Samantha, stop watching TikTok. Let this rot your brain. She had a 2-year cards. They have a 10-year. Been married for 10 years. Really? Well, did you have a lawyer? Because a lawyer could fix that pretty easy. Let us know. We've tried to help. What's my email? My email, I'll put it up when we're done here, ccook@immigration.net. My daughter is going to the military this year. The day she signs the contract, she can petition for you, because the day she signs the contract, she's in the military. Hopefully, Alejandra, you've traveled on advanced parole. Let's see. We've got hijo militar completo 29. No tiene que renovar su military public. Se me aplica por la residencia. Tonto. Oh, tiene 2 entradas. No puede ajustar. Tiene que renovar su parole in place. Sí. Are those on U visa danger and everything? Yeah, because Trump doesn't recognize a pending U visa as protection removal. They just said, well, you can come back on your U visa when it gets approved in 20 years. Liz, thank you very much. You are super kind. What advice would you give a DACA recipient when road tripping through Texas and Colorado? Do not travel on I-10. Do not travel within 100 miles of the border, and you're fine. Okay. Safe to apply for AP, 100% safe, taking about 4 months, a little bit less right now. I'm a member, got approved of Visa Juarez, the green card, usually about a month or two. The green card should come when they get back into the United States. They should carry their passport, because their passport stamp is their green card. It's actually valid for 1 year as their green card, the passport stamp. Question about citizenship. I just got my green card. You can apply 2 years and 9 months from the date on your green card. Fabiola Campanor. Hola, tenía un asalto, 4 de guerra doméstica, ahora ya me mandaron a corte la carta de que se quitó dismiso por los judges, ahora puedo salir del país. Fabiola, no sé, tendría que hablar contigo y averiguar qué es su status. Okay. No voy a darte consejo que por email, por aquí en streaming, en Facebook, que cambiaría su vida, on YouTube. Alejandra, my daughter's going to join the military. How long do you Oh, you already asked that question. Would you suggest that you go? Yes, 100%. You should have a lawyer at your interview, Alan. Alan knows this. Yes, you should have a lawyer at your interview. Have you not watched Law and Order? When do people get in trouble? When they don't have a lawyer sitting next to them. They open their mouth. Have a lawyer sitting next to you. Not that the lawyer's going to answer questions. What the lawyer does is make sure the government stays in line. That's what the lawyer does. Thanks for Advanced Pro. Yeah, awesome. Congratulations. That's awesome. Viri, el esposo tiene deportación, pero trató 3 veces para tener su voluntaria. 2 veces la negaron. El juez no quiso arreglar el caso. La primera vez sería conveniente intentar otra vez. No, es malgasto de su dinero. Can my child start every month before? No, solamente only on his birthday, only on the birthday. Any changes to mail-in advance pro for DACA? No changes that I'm aware of. If DACA reopens, can I qualify to enter on a different passport? Yes, you can, as long as you can prove your entry before June 12th, 2012. Can you explain about the middle recent for SIGS with those not being able to apply for EOS due to backlog risk? Well, I don't think with deferred action are going to lose it. I think they may lose their work permit ability. But other than that, basically, if you're SIJ, you're SOL. If you've got a pending court case, it's not going to protect, which is insane. And I think there's going to be there's going to be a lot of litigation on this, and I think they're going to prevail on this. My daughter's 21. Already asked. Una vez nomás filed I-90 yesterday. It's got you with my reason. Well, I could. Again, one, I've seen them come in a week, but I've also seen them take 2 years recently. I had somebody meet with me yesterday. It's been 2 years. DACA child medical needs, anyone do adjustment of status? If your child's 21, yes. This is my question too. Okay, Luis, we've got, is it harder to put people who've been here 20 years? No, it's just as easy as anybody else. Well, it's harder in that they have to go to court, Can you please share your number? I'll do that in a second. Do you work with all states? Yes, I represent people all over the United States. We have a great bufete, a great group of lawyers here, and we work all over the country. And I'm the former president of the American Immigration Lawyers Association. So I have contacts everywhere. So if you want a local lawyer, because I need a lawyer in Bangkok, Maine, I can get you a lawyer in Bangkok, Maine. Natalie, on a minor subject, please keep us up. No green card yet. Sure. Oh yeah, there's squeaky wheel gets the grease. Hola, algo bueno para DACA. Por los que metieron, no, todavía nada. Tal vez en agosto. Tengo DACA y en entrada legal, mi mamá es residente. Ella me puede pedir, soy mayor de 21 años, si estoy casada. No te puede pedir si eres casada. Alejandra, okay. What is the stamp? Yes, you can travel internationally with the stamp. Hola, bueno, yo soy residente, tengo un hijo ciudadano. Chévere. Alonso, is William McLean a good lawyer for Chicago? As far as I know, he seems like a good lawyer to me. I haven't met him recently, but I met him years ago. But he's a good lawyer. Any changes on the process for AOS? My child is soon going to be 21. No changes. We're waiting on hour 30 going. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Okay. It's open. Why don't you move to terminate the case, Andre? Move to terminate the case and then file the adjustment. Talk to Walla about that. Podemos aplicar para mi esposo que entró sin visa, pero yo soy residente y mi hijo es ciudadano. Ya puede aplicar, pero no puede arreglar aquí. Tiene que salir del país y pedir un perdón por él. We submitted my parole in place. I just got a letter saying now received. Yeah, they're taking about a year. I think you probably hear pretty quickly now. They're taking about a year on these. Maybe 18 months. Thought if you do go check your employer, yes, your employer can sponsor you. You can call for a process without a waiver. Do it. We've done many of these. My daughter, we've got, how long take a child to adjust parent? Well, it depends on where you live, but I would suspect between 12 and 25 months. Well, I started SEVIS based on revoked visas. Only if the visa is revoked immediately. All these revocations under SEVIS were probationary revocations. And in other words, they weren't immediate. What happens if you get denied the green card interview? You don't get automatic deportation. You have to go in front of a judge, and you renew your green card in front of the judge through the application. Mom, since your last one, your sister can get her a green card, and your mom can get a waiver at the consulate. I have pending I-130, pending you in the final order. Could they reopen my case and terminate? Yes, you can. Qualify for adjustment, yet I criticized Almighty Israel's my X account. Well, Luis, just close your X account. Close it. Or delete those posts. I would delete those posts or close the account. Juanita, what happens to those dogs that file before Trump? They hopefully will be adjudicated sometime later this year, after August. Alguien entró a robar mi casa hace un año, me dicen que puede aplicar para la visa, que me ayude. Well, Lidia, es verdad si estaba en la casa cuando eso ocurrió. Miriam, una pregunta, mi esposo entró sin papeles, pero mi hijo es ciudadano y yo soy residente. Ya contesté esta pregunta. Are the EIDs granted for those with CHNV parole still valid? No, they're not. They're automatically terminated. Christina, my sister, she's born in Mexico. Can she go to the American consulate? Well, no. They're only U.S. citizens if she was resident in the United States for 5 years, 2 of which were after the age of 14. Otherwise, they're not citizens. She can sponsor their green cards, but they're not citizens. My child's father is a crime. Can he petition me? Yes. As long as it's not a sexual felony. So if I reapply and got denied, I can't be part of the lawsuit, revoke visa. No, because I can't help you. Si la persona con I-212 es agarrada y deportada, ¿qué sigue? Vaya al consulado y obtenga su residencia allá. Pronto, no tiene que esperar 5 años. Thank you, press. It's true, people don't have the best info. Yep, there it is. She's talking about TikTok lawyers. Got my green card for 10 years. Mary Susan, you already asked that question. 3 years from the day. Tuve un orden de ver mi caso, se cerró últimamente. Ahora que les quieren reabrir, ¿qué va a pasar con mi caso? Van a reabrirlo, como contesté la última vez que así hiciste la pregunta. What are your thoughts on GPS for El Salvador? I gave those thoughts at the beginning, and the lawsuit that we're going to put together and file. I live in a city 100 miles from the border and have DACA, clean record, can't get detained. You won't get detained if you carry your card. You're fine. We need a lawyer to apply. To apply for what? Citizenship? Yes, you should get a lawyer. Let's see. Muchas gracias. My friends has DACA doing AP soon. We're going to do DACA too late. Well, hopefully it's not too late, but she'll be fine. I'm sure she'll be fine. I have 4 weeks pending AP approval and denied first time traveling. Very nervous. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Is there anything that my son is going to do to help his parents? If nothing, unless you came in with a visa. In your honest opinion, I think you've learned at this point that I only give you my honest opinion, whether you like it or not. What do you think has to be complying with the Fifth Circuit Court's ruling and something initial? Well, they will. No, they'll do them. I don't have any doubt about that. They'll do them. Trump may cancel DACA before then, but they'll do them. What's the current wait time for advanced parole for TPS? About 6 months is the last one I saw. Ben, you're welcome. Let's see. I'm going to apply for AOS. Should I apply through my husband or my kids who are I would apply through your kids. This way you don't have to prove valid marriage. I was told even though I'm 21, I would need to join the military for my mom. If she entered illegally, that's true. Been here since I was 12, 43 now, married to citizen, 8 years, 2 kids, just filed on TPS 21. Great, you just need to get a waiver and you'll get a green card. We've done thousands of these cases. Future green cards will start getting revoked. No, I don't expect green cards to get revoked. They will revoke some. There are people that understand. There is a lot of fraud in immigration. There's a lot of fraud in immigration. And if they focus on the fraud, they could catch most of it, but they don't focus on the fraud. They focus on the non-fraud, which is why they don't catch most of the fraud. I reported a fraud case to ICE a couple weeks ago, to folks at Homeland Security Investigations. It literally is an operation. I know there's hundreds of people that were defrauded and got green cards that shouldn't have gotten them. Never heard back. Not even interested. Not even interested. We still have our physical visas with us, but now that the new visa were denied, can we still be part of the lawsuit for revoked visas? No. We submitted my parole. Oh, we already asked that question. When families crossing the border approved visa for consular, is anything else to be stamped? No. They'll stamp the entry, but other than that, they'll be fine. Can you open an LLC on F1? Yes, you can, but you can't work in it. Does the petition by a brother have any protection? No, it does not. I have a 212 waiver granted. Can I apply for N400? Do you have a green card? I mean, I need more information, peace on earth. Can you travel with DACA to Killeen, Texas? Yes, you can. I don't know why you'd want to, but yes, you can. Can I still travel with Yes, you can travel through LAX. My dad will be permitted through my sister, U.S. citizen. I'm a single over 21. Will he have to wait at least here? He can sponsor the day he has a green card. It's going to take you 20 years to get it for your dad. Other than inquiry, can anything move cases along? You can't make cases go faster unless you sue them. And you can only sue them if the case has been pending a really, really, really long time. Yetsuza, tengo un orden de remoción abogado y ahora que está ya contesté esto. I have an I-130 approved back in for my stepdad. Do I qualify for DACA? But I don't finish high school. So you have a GED, so you're good. You can still use the I-130 petition, absolutely. Can my parents travel out of the country if their green card expires? As long as they're back before the card expires, yes. They can absolutely travel. It's still good. La novia de mi hijo tiene visa juvenil y su abogado le dijo que no puede casarse porque pediría su permiso de trabajo. Eso es verdad. Chandu, my F1 was revoked in my home country. If I win visa research, can I come back to the United States? Yes. If your visa is reissued, it can. Got a 212 waiver granted for a for an but portable, but can waive. If it's not an aggravated felony, you can naturalize. Absolutely. Solis, good to see you. Daniela, I just graduated as teacher. Awesome news. So I reserved to go to Mexico Beach, Florida. Safe. Yeah, you're traveling. You're fine. If you have DACA, you're fine. Tener un seguro médico subsidiado por el gobierno de cuenta como carga pública bajo Trump, sí, porque no debes tener tal cosa. I have I-130 approved that. Oh, you already asked that. Been together for 6 years, married for a little under 1. Better to wait. No, file now. Don't wait. What are you waiting for? File now. Hola, avocado. Hola, avocado. Good to see you too. I love avocados. If an administration goes open, will DACA protect you from deportation? Yes, but not from an order of deportation. Temporary spouse, green card approved, but 601 still processing. Can I travel abroad? Yeah. What 601 is? I'm confused by this. Temporary spouse. So you have a temporary green card. Why do you still have a 601? I don't understand that. Doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make no sense at all. What do you think about the Georgia State Patrol? Georgia State Patrol worked with ICE for 15 years. No, since Obama. 15 years. It's not unusual. Can I apply for an EAD as a DACA recipient? Yeah, sure. I don't know why you need one. What's the status of the birthright citizenship? As I said earlier, it's still pending at Supreme Court. End of the month, we'll have that decision. Seeing tons of 651 approvals. You're welcome, Yemi. It's good to see you. Thanks for coming in today. Road trips from Utah to Michigan. You're fine. As long as you got your work permit, you're fine. Or your green card, you're okay. DACA expires, ended up being removed from U.S., then received DACA approved removal. Why did you get removed? Dude. Yeah, that's no good. Sorry to hear that. 61 for misrepresentation. And can I hire you for? Yes, you can hire. We represent people all over the United States. So just remember, if you want to reach me, 404-816-8611, 404-816-8611. You can email me at ccook@immigration.net. I answer all my emails. I do. And again, I'm Charles Cook. I'm the founding partner here at Cook Baxter. And we're excited to be here. We're excited to help people. We have a great law firm of 50 folks. And we do every type of immigration, from investors to deportation, from asylum to marriage cases. We do everything. Every crazy thing you can imagine, we've done. We even occasionally represent the celebrity now and then, like 21 Savage a couple of years ago. I'm like, what? Maybe I could get him on the show. That would be great. Once he's a citizen, I think we'll bring him on the show. He can tell his story. Until next week, I'll be back next week, Wednesday at 1 o'clock. You guys have an awesome week. God protect.